Cambridge International School, Dasua, a Vassal education school. Dear friends, I am Radha, PGT Business Studies from Cambridge International School, Dasua. Students, as you know, we are studying chapter 4 and we have completed all the topics from this chapter like meaning, features, importance, limitations, process of planning and its types. And today we are going to revise all the topics which we have covered earlier from this chapter. And our learning objective is you will revise all the topics covered under planning. Dear students, planning means think in advance. All business firms would like to be successful. They want to attract more and more customers. They want to increase their sales. They want to increase their profits. And all managers dream of these and they work hard to turn their dreams into reality by thinking in advance about future. They are thinking in advance what is to be done, how is to be done, who is to be done and when is to be done. And planning, it is the primary function of management and most important managerial function of management. It involves creativity, imagination and innovation where we are going to just think in advance about future. So we are going to predict the future in advance so that whatever circumstances will come, we will be able to manage it effectively and efficiently. Planning is deciding in advance what to do and how to do. It is the primary function of management and it bridges the gap where we are at present and where we want to reach in the future. So planning is the step. With the help of planning, we are able to reach to our desired goals in the future. Now we will discuss about the features of planning. Planning focuses on achieving objectives. Planning is the primary function of management. Planning is pervasive, planning is continuous, planning is futuristic, planning involves decision making, and planning is mental exercise. Now, first feature of planning is goal oriented or planning helps to achieve organizational goals. Planning focus on achieving objectives. Objectives, these are the desired goals, targets where every business wants to reach and every business has an aim, some goals to achieve in the future. And we need to set objective. So this is the first step in the process of planning where we need to set objectives for the organization, for whole organization or we can say different departments. And planning seeks to achieve certain objectives and all plans are linked with the goals of the organization. Planning starts with the determination of objectives. Students, for example, an organization may have an objective of increasing sales by 10%. Reduction in quality rejects from existing 5% to 2%. Here we are talking about objectives. As far as possible, business managers they should try to set their objectives in quantitative form. It will be easy to understand, it will be easy to compare, easy to achieve. And objectives, it or that objective, which objective we are going to set, that should be smart. Smart means specific, which is able to achieve, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. Students, the goals will be considered as an objective and then business has to find a suitable or best course of action so that with the help of this course of action we can achieve it. So planning focus on what is to be done, how is to be done and planning hold no purpose if it does not help to achieve desired goals. Now second feature is primacy of planning or planning is a primary function. Students, it is a primary function of management. Planning provides the base for other functions of management. You know, there are 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And every manager starts with planning first. And then, under this planning, we are going to set objectives or targets, and then it becomes base for other functions of management like organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So these organizing, staffing, directing, controlling comes after planning only. And planning provides the direction to all other functions of management. So, planning is the primary or first function to be performed by every manager. No other function can be executed by the manager without performing planning function, because here we are going to set objectives and we are going to find the suitable course of action. We are going to decide the particular way, specific way how we can achieve these objectives. So, by setting objectives and selecting the best course of action, we are going to provide direction to other functions of management and we are going to achieve our organizational goal. So, planning is the base for other all courses of action. So, planning should be the first managerial function. Now, third feature of planning is pervasiveness. Students, planning is required at all the levels of management, whether we are talking about levels or when we are talking about different types of business firms, whether it is from private sector or public sector, small business or big business, that whether it is a sole proprietorship, partnership or private limited company or public limited company, everywhere planning is required. And planning is required at all the levels of management. There are three levels of management: top, middle and lower. So, but the scope of planning differ from one level to another. For example, the top management, they set objectives for the whole organization, and middle level, according to the organizational goals set by top level, they are going to set objectives for their departments. And lower level, supervisor, inspector, they set goals for each day's work. So at every level, planning is there, but according to their purpose, according to their task, they are going to set their objective. So planning is pervasive and required at all levels of management, and it is required everywhere for all kinds of business firms. Now, next feature is continuous process. Planning is a never ending or continuous process. Planning process starts with the setup of a business and continues as long as the business exists. Planning, it is a never ending process where we are making a plan for a specific period of time, maybe for a day, for a month or quarter or an year. At the end of that period, business has to make new plans as per the new requirements, future conditions, change in business environment. And for example, if the plan is made during boom period when there is a more sale, more demand, then your plan will be different. And that same plan we cannot execute in the period of depression where there is a less sales, less demand. So planner has to make changes according to the conditions. And as conditions change, plans have to be revised and new ones are introduced. It has been rightly said that it is a bad plan which admits no modification. Next feature is futuristic. Planning is always for future. It is a forward looking function. Students, there is uncertainty. No one knows what will happen in the next moment. But it does not mean we will not do anything. We need to forecast, we need to predict our future in advance so that we can handle these uncertainties or future effectively and efficiently. So, planning is never done for the past. Planning is thinking in advance what is to be done, when it is to be done, where it is to be done, and who is to be done. In other words, planning relates to future and it helps in peeping into the future, analyzing it, and predicting it. Planning involves decision making. We need to take decision. Decision means we need to set objectives and among different choices we need to choose the best course of action. So planning, where there is no choice, no planning is required. If there is only one possible goal or one way to achieve it, there is no need for planning. When there are many alternative course of action or various ways are there, then the need of planning arises. It means whatever objective we have set, according to it, we need to make a list of different ways to achieve it. Then we will compare each way, its pros and cons, or its positive and negative aspects. We need to compare, and then after comparing, we need to choose the best way. So, best course of action we need to take we need to choose, and which will be most realistic and most profitable. So, planning involves decision making. Some choices will be there and we need to choose the best one. Now, next feature is planning is a mental exercise. Students, planning need application of mind, intelligent imagination and sound judgment. It is a thinking function, not doing function. As we decide, just we think about the future objectives, target. We make policies, we prepare action plan to achieve desired goals, etc. So decision making requires competence, ability, creativity and experience. So planning it requires logical, systematic thinking based on forecast and proper analysis. And students, it is a mental exercise, not guesswork, but involves logical and systematic thinking. And then we need to choose the best way or best course of action by using our sound imagination, sound judgment, etc. Planning helps to achieve certain objectives. According to nature of the business, size of business, we are going to set objectives and planning will find the suitable course of action so that we can achieve these objectives. Planning is oriented towards the future. It is always for future, never for past. It is a mental exercise because we need to think what we have to do, how we can face our challenges in the future, because future is uncertain and we need to think in advance what to do, how to do and when to do, by whom to do. Planning involves choices from alternatives. Different alternatives are there. We need to choose the best one which is most realistic and profitable. Planning is the basics for all other functions like organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. It provides the base from planning only. And planning it is a continuous function, never ending function. Where one plan is successful, one objective is achieved, then we will make a new plan for new target. It is pervading. It means it is a pervasive. Whatever kind of business is there, whatever level is there, top, middle or lower, everywhere planning is required. And planning helps to improve efficiency. It helps to achieve organizational goals effectively and efficiently. Now next we are going to study about importance of planning. It provides direction, reduces uncertainty, reduces overlapping, innovation and creativity, guides to decision making and facilitates control. Now, first point of importance of planning is planning provides direction. With the help of planning, we are going to set objectives in advance, and these objectives will guide us or provide direction to all the activities in all the departments. If goals are clear to all the employees, means if employees know what the organization wants to do, what is their goal, target, then employees will be able to know what their contribution is required or what they have to do to achieve that objective. And then all people will be able to work with the complete dedication, support and coordination. But if planning won't be there, that then all will work according to their wish, wisdom and in different direction, and organization won't be able to achieve its desired goal. So planning is the essential function of manager which help them to think in advance about what they have to do, what is their target and how they can achieve it. Next point is reduces uncertainty. Because future is uncertain, no one knows what will happen in the next moment in future, because you see that daily government policy changes, technology keeps on changing and our taste preferences changes. Then it becomes necessary to make a good plan according to the changes in the business environment. And planning help the manager to look forward or to think in advance about the future or make a plan for future, that how a particular work we can do. By thinking in advance, we can reduce the risk of uncertainty. Sometimes we cannot eliminate the risk totally, but at least by predicting in advance, we can minimize its consequences or adverse effects. Next is reduces overlapping of activities through coordination. Overlapping means duplicacy of work. Students, in one organization, there are many departments, those who are working, performing different functions according to their department. Like production department is involved in producing the goods, purchase department has to purchase required raw material and other thing, finance department has to arrange finance according to the financial requirement or budget of a particular task, and then planning only provides common direction to all the departments. When each department will come to know what they have to do and when and how, then all will be able to contribute in a right manner and at a right time. It means all will get the instructions according to the target, common target, and direction will be same for all. In this way, all will be able to support, to coordinate with each other, and clear instructions, or we can say planning in advance, will help to avoid any kind of confusion or misunderstanding among all the employees. And in this way, no wasteful activities will be there. It means that no wastage of resources and no duplicacy of work or no wastage of efforts, time and resources. All departments will be able to perform a right task as per the goals and will be able to support each other. So better contribution will be there, better coordination will be there. Next is encourages innovation and creativity. Planning is the most challenging activity which guide all future actions. Managers will be able to take business to heights and ultimate growth and prosperity of business. And students, manager, they spend lot of time in thinking, creating new and innovative ideas related to, for example, we can say new methods of production to be used, new ways to operate or run business, new innovative varieties of product which will attract large number of customers and more profits, how we can earn. So these all things are related to planning, and it is a thinking function rather than doing, and where we are going to use our mind, intelligent imagination, innovation and sound judgment, and new ideas takes the shape of new plan, real plan. Now, planning helps to guide decision making. Students, this is the process of planning, where we need to set objectives and we need to make a list of alternative course of action, and means different ways are there, but we will not select all the ways. We need to select which is the best course of action, and through that we can achieve our organizational goal effectively and efficiently. And making a list is not enough. We need to choose, we need to compare all the pros and cons of each way, and then we will select the most profitable, realistic and with least negative aspects. So in this way, planning helps to take a good decision by setting objectives, by predicting future in advance, by predicting future conditions in advance. Now next is facilitates control. Planning. Under planning, manager is going to set an objective which he has to achieve. And with the help of controlling, they will come to know whatever objective they have set earlier that are achieved or not. You know, we have completed our controlling chapter where we have studied we need to follow the process of controlling. First, we need to set performance standards. Then we need to measure actual performance, and then we will go for comparing actual performance with the standard performance, and then we need to analyze the deviation, and if deviation is there we need to take corrective action. But students, you must have seen that first step was that you need to set the performance standards, means you need to set the objective, and which we are going to set under planning process only. So planning is the prerequisite for controlling. In the absence of standards, nothing is there to control, nothing is there to compare, to find out deviation, or that all the things will be useless. So in the absence of planning, controlling is nothing. So it provides the base for controlling. Now we will discuss about the limitations of planning. First limitation is rigidity, or planning leads to rigidity. In an organization, manager makes good plan so that they can achieve a specific goal and in within the specific period of time. Once we have made a plan, it will be very difficult for the manager to change. They have to follow these plans strictly. But sometimes, due to changes in the business environment, if manager thinks or tries to bring some changes in their previous plan, it may prove costly. So planning leads to rigidity. Once plans are drawn, it may be difficult to change it. Planning may not work in a dynamic environment, students' business environment, which keeps on changing. Our taste preferences changes every day. Technology changes, that government policy changes, and planning may not work in a dynamic environment. Under the conditions of rapid changes, the plans become outdated or irrelevant even before they are implemented. So, planning cannot foresee everything, and there may be obstacle to effective planning. So, we need to go for preparing some assumptions, but that will work in the future or not, this no one knows. No creativity. Planning reduces the creativity. Students, that main plans, that organizational goals, policies, guidelines, these all are designed by top management. And rest of the members, that means at a middle level and lower level, they need to follow these plans blindly. So, in this way, they are not able to add their creativity in these plans, and we can say their initiative or creativity get reduced or lost. So, next point is huge cost and time. When business firm makes plan, it involves huge cost, whether it is a time or money. A good plan, when we are making a good plan where scientific calculations are involved, we need to find facts and figures, we need to check their accuracy and effectiveness, we need to go for detailed calculations. Lot of money and efforts need to spend on boardroom meetings, discussion with experts, and primary investigations will be there so that we can check the effectiveness of plan. Sometimes it may happen that plan may result in more cost than benefits. Planning is a time consuming process where we need to see, first we need to set the objectives, and then we need to identify the alternative course of action, and then we need to evaluate them, we need to select the best one, and then we need to implement, and then we need to review whatever plans we have designed, that are achieved, objectives we have set that are achieved or not. So it is a time consuming process, and when we are going to make a new plan, then it involves lot of time where you need to collect, evaluate, analyze the data, facts, figures. So lot of time can be spent in comparing all alternatives, and in boardroom meetings we are going to call experts, we are going to discuss all the things in detail. So it is a time consuming process. Next is planning does not guarantee success. Students, making a good plan is not enough. You need to implement, you need to follow that plan in a right manner at a right time. Then you can expect success in the organization. You can achieve your organizational goal. And sometimes, due to changes in the business environment, that also can be the reason of failure. So, what we need to do? We need to try to implement a plan in a right manner at a right time. And sometimes manager thinks that whatever idea or plan we have tried previously and it was successful, but it is not possible that plan which that plan will work in future also, will work effectively again. So we should analyze all the situations, task seriously in detail, then we need to take decision, and then we need to follow it. Now we will discuss about the process of planning. Setting objectives. This is the first step in the process of planning, where business sets its objectives, goals, targets according to the nature of business. Every business must have some aim, some goals to achieve, and objectives may be set for the whole organization or for a particular department. And these goals, objectives are the end result, and objectives only provide the direction to all the activities and to all the department. So your aim can be to achieve organizational goal by increasing 20% sales, by increasing 20% profit in the future. So this is the first step, setting objectives. Now next point is developing planning premises. Students, after setting objectives, we need to go for making certain assumptions. We need to predict the future. we need to forecast about the future. And by thinking in advance, we can plan what we have to do. Suppose we are going to say we are going to set objective, we are going to increase sales by 20%. No one knows that 20% sales will be increased or not. But we need to set these forecast in advance. And by knowing these accurate forecast, that all the workers or employees, they will be able to work easily, they will be able to get the right direction. After setting objectives and developing premises, now manager has to think how to achieve that specific objective which they have set earlier. What are the options, ways or alternative course of action are available through that we can achieve our organizational goal. And so that here we need to make a list of different alternative course of action, different ways through that we will achieve our organizational goal or desired goal. Now, after identifying alternative course of action, after making a list of alternatives, now we need to evaluate, we need to compare each and every alternative by comparing their pros and cons or merits and demerits, and we need to choose which will be the best. Now this is the time to take the right decision. After comparing all options, all alternative course of action, we need to choose the best one which will be good for us to achieve our desired goal. And by comparing all these things, by keeping in our mind like matter, subjectivity, judgment, intuition, then we will go for choosing the best one, or sometimes we need to combine 2 3 options so we can achieve our desired goal. Now selection of plan is not enough, we need to go for implementation. Means now we need to put that plan into action and we need to follow it in a right manner at a right time. Now last step in the process of planning, that is follow up, review. Now this is the process, this is the step related to monitor the activities. This is the important step in the process of planning where we need to ensure all activities are going on as per the plans, schedule, or we are able to achieve our objectives. And plans must be reviewed periodically so that we can come to know about their relevance, its effectiveness, and sometimes we need to change plans as per the time, as per the requirements, as per the changes in the business environment. So we need to monitor all the activities and we need to see whether the plan which we have decided, the objective we have decided, that is achieved or not. Now we will discuss about different types of plans. There are 8 types of plans: objectives, strategy, policy, procedure, rules, method, programs, and budget. There are 2 types of plans: single use plan and standing plans. Now first is single use plan. Single use means we are making this plan for one time project or an event, like we are going to organize seminar, we are going to organize birthday party, wedding anniversary, etc. These plans we are making for a particular goal or objective, and after achieving that particular goal or objective, this plan will be useless. And duration of plan depends upon the type of project. It can be for a day, for a week, or for a month. And these plans are useless once the project is over. And under this budget program types of plans comes. Second is standing plan. These plans we make once, but we are going to use it again and again for a long period. Sometimes we use as it is, or sometimes according to the need, according to the changes in the business environment, we need to modify it. So these plans we are making for the internal functions of the business. That means for working smoothly, and it helps to increase the efficiency of management. And these plans we are going to make for the activities which we have to perform on the regular basis for a long period of time. And these plans we made once but can be modified according to the need. In this, that types of plan comes: policies, procedure, method, rules, etc. And this is the third category of plan, that is other type of plan. And these plans are general plans, and these are designed by top level management, and these plans serve as a guide or provide direction to all the departments. And objectives and strategy comes under other types of plan. Now single plan and standing plan. Now difference between both. First, single plan. These are the plans which are used only once. We are making for a particular objective, for a particular target. And standing plans we are making once and using again and again for long period. And single plan, these are made for a specific purpose. Standing plans made for the whole organization and use as a guidance, and means these are the general general thinking or guidance for the whole organization to perform a organizational task smoothly. Duration of single plan is short. That means it can be for a one day or for a month or week according to the target, according to the project. And standing plan, it has a long duration. And type of plan comes under each category. Program, budget, projects comes under single plans, and policy, procedure, method, rules comes under standing plans. Now the first type of plan is objective. Objective, it is a position where the management business wants to reach in future, or these are ends which an organization wants to achieve by its operations. And we can say these are the future positions. And objectives, these are set by top level management. And these objectives only provide the general guidance, or we can say provide the direction to all the departments. Objectives provide destination towards which all organization activities are directed. Objective represent the end point of planning. That means when objectives will be achieved, then there will be end of planning. Objectives determine what is to be done. And objective we can set in two forms, quantitative and qualitative. But if we will set an objective in a quantitative term, quantity form, like we can say that earn profit by 20%, increase sales by 20%, then it will be easy for an employee to understand and to achieve. And there should be some qualities in the objectives, that it should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, time bound, and realistic. Like objective, that also comes under third type of plan. And strategy, it also comes under other type of plan. Strategy, it is also a general plan which is designed by top level people. And here we are going to set long term goals. We are going to set the best course of choose the best course of action, and that will be written in detail so that it will help us to achieve our organizational goal. And then we need to arrange, allocate required resources, all types of resources. So strategy, it is a future decision defining the organization's direction and scope in the long term. And strategy can be affected by social, economical, political, technological, and legal environment. Strategy, it is a detailed plan that what we want to achieve in the future. And by setting long term objective, by adopting suitable course of action, by allocating required resources, we can achieve our desired goal. Now third type is policy. Policy, it is a general statement which provides guidelines to thinking or guide for thinking, and it helps to channelize energy towards a particular direction. It defines the broad parameter within which manager has to function, and it is the wish of desire of manager how he is going to frame a policy and how he is going to apply. Policies are an organization's way to solve the problem. Yes, it helps to solve the problems, solve the issues, and by making policies, it will be easy to work. And policy determines how the work is to be done. Policies are formulated by all the managerial levels. At all the levels, we are making the policy. And for example, we are making purchase policy. That means what are the things we need to purchase, in which quantity, from which suppliers. So these all the things we need to decide under purchase policy. Credit policy, like how much credit facility we need to provide and for how long, these decisions. And there are two types of policies. Major policies for our customers, clients, competitors, etc. This means for outsiders. And minor policies for insiders. So it will be easy for employees to work. Then next is procedure. Students procedure. These are the routine steps on how to carry out activities. Means to perform a particular activity, we will divide it into some steps, and that steps involved in the procedure. And procedure, it is a guide for action in a given situation. And procedure generally determined by lower level people and especially for insiders. And the procedure define or provide the sequence of doing any work. Means in order some steps will be there, and these steps in order only we need to follow so that we can complete or perform our activity in a right manner at a right time. For example, procedure to get admission in Cambridge International School, the SUA. So first you are going for registration, then written examination will be there, then meeting with principal sir, then that is questioning will be there, interview will be there, then finally you will get the admission. You will purchase that stationery, you will purchase uniform, books, and then you are going to pay fees, then finally you will come to the school. So these are the steps involved in the procedure. Now next type of plan is method. Methods are standards, or we can say prescribed way of performing job. Means it is the way to perform a particular task, and they act as guide for efficient working. And you know, method is a part of procedure where we are going to decide the steps to perform a particular task, and how to perform a particular step, that will be guided by the method. Means method will help us to do a particular step in a right manner at a right time. And method's scope is limited. Means selection of the best method save time, money, efforts, energy, and increases efficiency. And for example, methods of training. There are many methods of training: on the job methods, off the job methods, and according to the level of organization, according to the level of employees, we are going to provide training to them. You know that at top level, seminar, lectures will be suitable, and for lower level, on the job training like apprenticeship. So according to the task, we are going to decide the way of performing it. Now next type of plan is rule. Rules tell us what is to be done and what is not to be done, what we can do and what we cannot do. Rules are of rigid nature, means there is no flexibility, no relaxation is there. As it is, we need to follow it. And rules are regarded as authoritative and mandatory. It is compulsory to follow, and it helps to ensure discipline. And breaking of rules attract penalty. Suppose if an example, suppose that in an organization, if that mobile phones are not allowed while working, while teaching, then if someone is using phone while teaching to student, then they have to pay fine of rupees 100 or 1000 according to the school policy. So rules increases the level of control. It restrict the behavior of people. So you cannot deviate from these rules. Now next is program. Students, when we are talking about program, it is a solid combination of all other types of plans. Means goals, policy, procedure, rules, task, assignment, steps, resources, budget required, all these comes under program. That means suppose we are going to organize one parent educational program, then we need to combine all different types of plans here, and it interlink the objective, policy, procedure, rules, budget, etc. And they provide detailed statement about a project. Means whatever project you want to do, you want to handle, you want to achieve, then it will be a combined type of plan where you need to achieve the goal by combining all the plans, and it include the entire group of activities as well as organizational policy, and it helps to perform the activity particular project effectively and efficiently. So program, it is a combination of goals, policies, procedure, rules, task, assignment, steps, etc. Now budget. Budget, it is a fundamental planning instrument in any organization. It is a statement of desired result expressed or given in quantitative form. That means it is a statement which we are going to express in quantity form. It helps to compare the actual performance with the estimated one. And if deviation is there, then we can take corrective action. It shows all the items in number. It helps to forecast future operations and expenses. For example, a budget may be prepared to show the number of workers required in the factory at the time of peak production. Another example is cash budget. It helps the manager to plan and control the use of cash. It helps to estimate cash inflow and cash outflow, and so that with the help of cash budget we are able to maintain the balance between cash inflow and cash outflow. So these are the examples of cash budget, that number of people required for the organization, that these all are the statements which we are going to express in quantitative form. Or this can be the our that desired goals with the expected expenditure it shows. So students, we conclude our lesson here. Today we have revised all the topics under planning. Planning, where we have studied about its meaning, features, importance, limitations of planning, process of planning, and then types of planning. Students, now the time is for home assignment. Students, you need to read and revise all these topics thoroughly and get ready for solving case studies. Yes, in our next video, we will discuss some case study based question. And after this, I will give you one Google form which will be based on multiple choice question. So first, this is your work. You need to revise all the topics thoroughly. In case of any confusion, in case of any doubt, query, you can contact me anytime. Stay home, stay safe, and keep studying. Thank you.